In video 3, I told you about the two-account strategy, a UTMA and a Roth IRA working together, and I promised you I would come back and show you what happens next, what this actually looks like as she grows, and something else I've been thinking about a lot lately, life insurance. Welcome back. I'm Lori with Legacy Living with LL, and if you're new here, this is part 4 of my granddaughter series. In video 1, I shared why I opened a custodial account for my newborn granddaughter. In video 2, I broke down the 75-25 investment split. In video 3, I walked through the UTMA and Roth IRA strategy working together over time. Today, we're talking about what those accounts actually look like as she gets older, and why I've started looking seriously at life insurance as part of this whole picture. Here's something important that nobody explained to me clearly when I started. The UTMA doesn't stay under my control forever. Depending on the state, the account transfers to her at either 18 or 21. At that point, it's legally hers, not a suggestion, not something I can hold back if I change my mind. Hers. That used to make me a little nervous if I'm honest. But here's how I've made peace with it. The account isn't just about the money. It's about her growing up watching this exist, knowing it's there, understanding, even before she can spend it, that someone believed in her future enough to start building it before she could walk. Between now and then, the account keeps doing what it's been doing, staying invested, growing quietly in the background. I'm not pulling money out. I'm not changing the strategy every time the market moves. I check in, I add when I can, and mostly I let time do what time does. Now here's the part I've been sitting with for a while. Life insurance. I'll be honest with you, this isn't something I fully understood either until I started digging into it for her. There are policies out there designed specifically for children, sometimes called juvenile whole life policies. The idea is simple. You lock in coverage while she's young and healthy, when it's at its cheapest, and it stays with her for life unless she chooses to change it later. Some of these policies also build cash value over time, meaning a portion of what's paid in grows separately, similar to a savings component sitting inside the policy. That's different from the investment accounts we've talked about in this series. This isn't a replacement for the UTMA or the Roth IRA strategy. It's a different tool doing a different job. I want to be very clear about something. I am still researching this. I have not finalized a policy for her yet, and I'm not going to tell you I have this figured out completely because I don't. What I can tell you is why I'm looking at it, protection that locks in early, and a piece of her financial foundation that isn't tied to how the market performs. Back in my very first video in this series, I told you there were other pieces to this puzzle. 529 college savings plans, life insurance, other tools parents and grandparents use. I said I'd cover those so you'd have the full picture. Life insurance, that's what we just talked about today. 529 plans are still coming. That's going to be its own full video because it deserves its own full explanation, not a rushed few minutes at the end of this one. So if you've been waiting to hear about that, it's not forgotten and it's not far off. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Next time in this series, we're going to slow down and talk specifically about 529 plans, what they are, how they work, and how I'm thinking about whether one makes sense alongside everything else we've already built for her. If any of this has been useful to you, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. If this video helped you think differently about what building a foundation for your child or grandchild can actually look like, please share it with someone who needs to see it. And I want to hear from you. Have you looked into life insurance for your kids or grandkids? What made you decide either way? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. I'm Lori with Legacy Living with LL, protecting your legacy one family at a time.